Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the introduction spoiler video for multiplayer game number 44. This short video will compose of two parts. In the first I will introduce the game, settings and players, and in the second part I will do a short summary of the game, so if you do not want to know how the game ended, skip this video and go to the second position of the playlist where the actual game starts. This time I'm happy to bring you one more time 8-player free for all no quitters game. No Quitters is a Steam group that gathers people who just want to play Civ without people leaving on the mid game. The link is on my main channel page in the About section. So just go there to the Steam profile, join the chat, read the rules, and ask a moderator to invite you to the group. So settings are standard size, Pangea, quick speed, ancient era start, 16 city-states, and random civilizations. This time I got France. France is a little bit weaker in Brave New World, just because they changed the unique ability from plus to culture from each city to, well, a teaming, I mean, like 100% increase in teaming bonus from wonders and buildings in capital. Well, it's probably strong, but like a culture win that happens in free for all that I actually played, but well, didn't get that much. On top of that, they did remove Foreign Legion. They changed it into a Chateau, which kind of replaces the old unique ability. And well, Musketeers are still there. Together in this game, we've got NQJ Coker playing as Hans, Sound of Birds playing as Aztecs, NQ Shumi 16 playing as Songhai, NQ Sultan playing as Portuguese, Kanin Surma playing as Venice, NQ Anza playing as Siam, and NQ Lucky Strike playing as Mongolia. So now, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, second warning, if you do not want to know how the game went, stop watching right now and go to the second position of this playlist where the actual game starts. My starting location was pretty good. I can't say it was bad. I had a mountain. I had wheat, I had deer, copper, halls, two luxuries. Well, it was kind of looking nice, but after the initial scouting, first of all, Anki Sultan, of course, showed up very quickly on the east side of me. So I was like, no, no, not again, you. So I was kind of a bit afraid because I saw a very nice city spot with marble, two stones, two copper, horse, and a cow. So I was a little bit afraid that NQ Sultan would just get there first, especially that he wrote in chat that this land is his. So that actually changed my approach just a little bit. I kind of experimented a little bit. On top of going for Liberty Settler, I made a settler at population 4. And well, that just didn't work that well because I just didn't have spots to support more than 3 cities. So that was not that great, in all honesty. And on top of that, I was kind of blocked by city-states. And on the west side, I had Hans. So the start just didn't look that great. So I planted 3 cities, 3 cities only, and well, I was kind of afraid of Hans Especially that he had some roaming horse archers nearby, snatching a city-state, city-state snatching a barbarian camp for a city-state. And well, thankfully, Anki Sultan was not that close as I initially thought. So I did get that city at the marble spot, and I did get a third city, but going for a Liberty Free Settler was absolutely a waste because my land was absolutely not able to support more than three cities. Well, it could have supported more than three cities if I knew what was around. Basically, looking from a time perspective, I would say that I could have planned the first of all capital, forget about the mountain, and go on the coast. On the coast, there was pearls, so an extra luxury for me, and well, there was cotton nearby, but I wasn't really thinking about getting that cotton just because it would be basically next to Han's capital. So early in the game, I was just a little bit afraid that well, going forward in front of Hans Capital would mean like instant GG and horse archer battering rams on my borders that I just couldn't defend against. So I planted three cities, and basically at that point I knew that this game will be hard because well, food not that much, happiness even less, very very aggressive neighbors, at least. Well, NQ Sultan maybe not civilization wise aggressive, but an aggressive neighbor overall. NQ Anza with Siam in the north, pretty close, so hello those elephants. And on the west side we've got Hans with crazy horse archers, so fun, fun, and one more time fun. Surprisingly, the game started to be just a little bit peaceful. Well, Hans did start to roam around for city states and got in a little bit business with the Songhai. So they were basically busy on the west. Anki Sultan was surprisingly friendly, so I had the time to well build up libraries and go to National College as fast as possible. And well, I had a lot of trading. You can see on this screenshot that I had 12 happiness at some point imported. Of course, as I usually play, I try to have only so much population as I can support myself. So I was happy working toward that golden age with that extra happiness, but well, that probably wouldn't last that uh, that long. And at this point of the game, well, Enki Sultan was still the tech leader, but the true leader, well, Enki Shumi was just looking very, very, very scary. Well, I was slowly getting behind. I mean, it was like turn 89 and I had only 56 science. Uh, that's really not that much, especially when you have people in the game that are able to get well a lot more science. And Shumi and Anza was basically on the very good way to get there. Well, Shumi was in just a little bit better position, though he had a little bit of war with Hans that go went crazy, taking out city states, but he got Great Wall, so he was never really threatened. And I was able to actually scout around Shumi's land, and well, basically what he did. First of all, he had a capital on a mountain, like one, two, three, four, five tiles to his east side. This was a natural Fate Wonder that he snatched very quickly, and he had another wonder close to Venice borders. So two Fate Wonders with +4 Fate Pantheon. Oh, he just well, he rushed three settlers ASAP. He snatched those places, and he was basically in a very, very strong position to lead in this game. Back in my lands, well, there was not much happening in all honesty. I was still a little bit afraid that NQ Sultan will. Well, actually, not NQ Sultan. I was more afraid that Hans will get to my land, so I built up some horses and just a little bit range. But Hans never came to my place, and I was I was very much trying to get as much population as I could in my cities, but well, that was just not working that great when Siam's capital, Nkuyanza, which was actually second place, was his capital was 24 population, my capital was barely 13. So the lack of food trade routes, the seafood trade routes, was really getting. I felt it very much, and actually having only plains and not that much food resources was well, I felt that my cities was just not growing that fast as I would really like them to. The situation was not looking that great. I was still trying to grow my capital as much as possible, but well, that was just winning so slow. The not finishing Liberty, not finishing Tradition, going for the Liberty Free Settler. I really felt that not having that extra food from Tradition, and well, NQ Anza did get into a first place, at least score-wise, but science-wise, I don't believe he was in that great shape. I still think that at this point of the game, Shumi was just in better shape. He was hiding that though. He was looking that he's like a little bit of behind, but well, I was not believing him at all. And I did make an agreement with NQ Anza that I will give him call because he had an Annie in his land. Oh, did I forget to mention he just took a city state on my borders. So well, I was a bit afraid that NQ Sultan will attack me now because he took out Aztecs. GG, Sound of Birds. So NQ Sultan did take out Aztecs. He had a very nice production. So I didn't want to have a war on two fronts. So I made a deal with NQ Anza that I will give him coal and we will have peace. And well, he will attack me last. If he chooses to go for a domination victory, then he will attack me last. And I can agree because I knew Enkishumi was getting in a lead, so I preferred this kind of situation that I would be fighting NQ Sultan that had, well, basically the same tech level as I did, and NQ Anza that was ahead of me would fight NQ Shumi, and maybe later on if I would be able to kill NQ Sultan, and if NQ Anza would be able to kill Shumi and go for the other players, then I would be able to build up some army and catch up in tech to have a chance for a victory. So we have reached a point in the game when the total war broke out loose. Well, it was not really a total war, but well, Enkishumi decided to declare war on everyone, and he got Hubble telescope. He burned out all his great scientists, so he was basically like several. I mean like 10, around 10 or even more percent ahead in technology than I was, and he was getting those XCOMs and stealth bombers when basically he was not thinking about science victory or any other victory. He was just going for domination victory, and well, the first target would be Enki Anza, and at this point of the game, well, their cities was just so much impressive. Siam had 38 capital, and Shumi was 27, 25, and like 20 plus. So comparing that to my cities, oh, it was just so amazingly ahead. So this was looking like a global war, and I was really hoping that Anza will be able to withstand the power of Shumi, and well, basically deal him enough damage to stay alive and well, just wait for my support. I was trying to catch up in tech, or at least get like mobile Samsung rocket artillery, so I can at least have some, well, basically units that can fight, so I can help him. But well, I was slowly getting there, and Shumi did start the war just so much earlier than that I had those units, and I did go for freedom and getting that 25% boost into production tenant, which I believe is just great for late wars. Sadly, my plans didn't work that well. NQ Anzo was not able to defend just stealth bombers and XCOM. Well, basically stealth bombers. We did ban nukes, but well, we didn't ban stealth bombers, and well, you cannot defend against stealth bombers. So though NQ Anza was able to get Gen, in the long run he couldn't just withstand the power of stealth bombers and XCOM. So stealth bombers plus XCOM, and well, Siam was down. I was asking him to stay in the game and fight with, so I would provide him with units, but after he lost his capital he just didn't want to play anymore. So GG and Anza at this point. uh, well, Shumi did look at others in this game. Hans, well, basically no, he started from Venice, then Hans, then he went for me, and well, sadly those players were just, well, Venice had a nice similar tech, but he just didn't have enough army to, well, even try to resist military power of Songhai. And Hans, when and Mongolia was so far behind in technology that didn't just work well. There was no alliance that could stand against Shumi at this point of the game. Okay, so let's summarize this game. Well, I did try to attack Enkyshumi, hoping that other players will join in. Well, basically other players will join in. Well, Venice was already taken by Enkyshumi. Sultan was working slowly on XComs, but he still had a lot of time to get there. Well, I had a lot of time to get there as well. I used my mobile Samsung rocket artilleries to get Melbourne and get Sukhothai, but basically I was stopped at C Sachinali, and I couldn't go any further just because he now used his stealth bombers on my units, and basically there's no defense against stealth bombers. I mean, I had a lot of mobile SAMs, but he was just picking up my rocket artilleries, and without rocket artillery support I had nothing to attack XCOM because mobile SAMs has like 65 combat strength. I do believe we need like to balance XCOM and stealth bombers out. We should get a unit that has interception, or at least bonus against aircraft that can still fight melee units, at least like, I don't know, 90 strength or at least 100, because like this combination stealth bombers plus XComs or mobile infantry, well, basically stealth bombers, they are just unbeatable with the regular army. And even if you would have planes interceptors, that wouldn't change much because they don't intercept stealth bombers. So basically I tried, but at this point I just couldn't do any much more. So for me, I agreed with everyone else, and well, basically just GG'd, GG'd to Shumi. So pretty cool game. Though my lens was not that great, I still try to make the best use of them. Couple of mistakes cost me a lot of turns science-wise. I probably could have played this absolutely differently, but well, it's easy to say that after you have played the game actually. So GG. GG Shumi, very nice game. GG everyone, thank you for the game everyone. Thank you for watching. And I invite you to watch the actual game that starts at the second position of this playlist. So Again, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Best wishes, Yoruus out.